Not exactly sure which way to look at this thing. I guess that's the hole. I guess you guys are the hole there. I'm not normally the one holding that. Normally I'm just dancing and shit. I'm Coley. This is day one of my vlog.
Ever since the day I was born, I had a feeling like we need to get out.
I'm actually sick as a dog and a bit sneezely, but I made a pact with myself that I was going to start a YouTube vlog every single day for the next 365 days starting today. And as such, here we are, slightly coffee, but talking to you kind folks. So the reason why I decided to start this vlog is I'm a musician and a comedian. Today I dropped 3 albums: The Market, Philosophy, Revelutionary. To bring my total catalog to 5 albums, I drop a lot of weird music videos, a lot of weird comedy sketches, a lot of weird shit in general, and somehow it hasn't translated yet. I'm just sitting here in the same room. I got a couple of fans out there, but could probably use some more to help with, you know, eating and things. So I figured I'm gonna take it right to you guys. I'm in my pajamas, you know? Bring it right from the face, right from the heart, right from the soul. Me talking to you every single day about what I'm trying to do, why I'm trying to do it, and, you know, weird ideas I have on helping the planet, helping each other, and just living the best life possible. That's what Revel means to me. That's my media company, Revel. It means to celebrate life, celebrate love, life, the hustle, making stuff. I started it with my best friend since I was kids, about 10 years ago, and we've grinded this thing from the mud until what you see today. We've gone on to make ad campaigns and music videos, and we're mid-production on the first season of the Coley TV show, which will be the network version of what you see here on YouTube. Hopefully that'll get picked up by one of the big boys, and you can see it on Netflix or Amazon or one of them things. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go right to you guys, because I feel like I got something compelling. I hope you agree, and there's a lot of shit I feel like saying. And I guess to start this off on day one of the vlog, tell you a little bit about how I got here. Since I was a little kid, you know, 3 years old, I've been putting on the glasses, dancing like I was Michael Jackson, you know, and writing songs and trying to make people laugh and doing little businesses and, you know, forming little clubs and shit. It's really not that different from what I do now. I just haven't changed, and I just haven't quit. So here I am doing the same shit I've been doing since a baby. And along that path to get to here was a neat, interesting, brutal journey of following my dream with reckless abandon and relentless perseverance under some pretty awesome and at times fucked up circumstances, and perhaps stubbornly or faithfully not giving up. So I got into Georgetown University, which is pretty sweet, alma mater of Bill Clinton, but it was expensive as balls. So I started dealing increasing amounts of weed, got my commercial real estate license, sold a church, was doing shows on campus, released an album called Cracker with Cheese, was importing suits from Vietnam, making it up as I go. And took 6-7 classes a semester to hurry up and get into the big game. You know, I didn't like theory. I wanted to get out and do it. So rushed, and by the time all was said and done, graduated magna cum laude with 2 majors and a minor in finance, international business, and theater. Still kept my Philly soul intact. And the thing I loved about here is everybody had a worldview. You know, a lot of great debates, and the bigness of the world felt accessible. I felt, I don't know, maybe I could be one of the people who helped change the planet. And paid my whole tuition in weed money. Sold a fuck ton of drugs. And at the time it was illegal, mandatory 8-year sentence for over a half pound, so profit margins were high because no one else was doing it. But it was also incredibly stupid looking back. But at the same time, it's now looking like it's going to be legal, you know, around the country at some point. So I wasn't a criminal, I was a visionary, just ahead of my time. And I was writing songs, made my first album, Cracker with Cheese, as in being a goofy white boy with drug money. double entendre, and was cheesy, or the cheese, depending on how you looked at it. And decided, you know, I always looked up to people like Jay-Z and Diddy and Richard Bronson and, you know, multimedia cross-platform moguls and stuff, and said, you know what, I'm going to build this thing myself. I'm not going to go try to get signed to a record label. I'm not going to ask someone else to make my destiny. I'm going to make my own shit and build my own company and figure out some way to fucking, you know, make this something. So the first stop on that journey was I learned what Wall Street was at the time. And there was a company called Credit Suisse that did media investment banking. So they did high finance for like Disney, raising, you know, $500 million for 10 films for Disney, and selling the Weather Channel for $3.4 billion to NBC Universal, and selling a couple $100 million worth of radio stations. And I said, hey, that seems like a pretty good racket to get my hands in, and beat out, you know, like 200, 300 some kids from G-Town to be one of the 6 who got a job there. I remember at one of the cocktail interviews, the other kid was telling him how he knew, his dad knew Rupert Murdoch, and that was his in, and they looked at me for what I had to say, and I said, the suit cost 42 bucks. And it did. I got it from Vietnam for 42 bucks. I didn't have no cheese, so I had to get my suits a different way. But I said, hey, if anybody else wants any suits, you know, I can import 2 of them at a time for you, 500 bucks each, fair premium, what's good. And the banker looked at me like, did you just try to sell suits in the middle of a Wall Street cocktail party? I said, dude, time is money, man. And I you know, you got tuition to pay at the same time. He pulled me aside, and next thing you know, I got the job. So worked 100 hours a week on that, learning how to build an entertainment company. And meanwhile, I was sneaking out the entire time to start my own company, Revel. And I met a couple OGs in the music business, and at 21 I convinced them, hey, you know, I'm trying to do something here, you want to be on my board, you know, and I'm gonna make some tunes and we can do some deals and figure some shit out. So I set all that up, sneaking away into the coat room across the street from Credit Suisse, and then within 5 minutes to get my bonus, I quit. So the bonus hit my bank account, I walked in and said, I quit, I'm gonna go be an entertainer. And they looked at me like I was insane. That look has not stopped from anyone, really, but I haven't. And since that day, I have not looked back. I haven't worked a job since then. In the past 10 years, all I've done is work furiously on my music and my comedy and my craft, and self-directed my own music videos and building my own company and making albums and developing TV shows and writing film scripts that I'll bring to you at some point, and, you know, doing product campaigns for products I get a equity stake in and make their campaigns for them. And everything was going pretty good, and for the first part of that, I checked out completely. I used that Wall Street bonus to go not think about money for about 4 years. The whole time I was creating, I did my Tibet phase, and I just meditated a whole bunch, shook out all the fucking mathematics, and just fucking, you know, tripped out to find my highest potential and fulfillment, and increase my, you know, spirituality without being caught in the matrix as I was for the past year. And then at a certain point, I realized I got to hustle and figure out some way to make this thing successful, or I'm going to eat tuna fish and peanut butter and jellies for the rest of my life. And so I was trying to combine my art with my hustle and get money as efficiently and quickly as I could so that I could get back to making stuff. And really all I cared about was making stuff. So by accident, I did a bunch of crimes, and, you know, I just committed a decent portion of them, none that would hurt anybody, just financial ones. And, you know, it was easier to commit them and then just have the money quicker so I could just go back to making stuff. And I was, you know, altruistically an artist, but, you know, kind of criminal. And that was, kept the train going for a little bit, but I was like, this isn't sustainable. I got to figure out a new way. So I said, okay, I gotta fund this the good old-fashioned legit way, and I'm gonna build my own media model, bring it right out to the people. I'm gonna pump catalogs of music, I'm gonna pump comedy sketches, and I'm gonna pump, you know, my own content, and hopefully you guys support it and get some merchandise and listen to some songs and watch some videos and shit, so I don't have to go back to doing crimes, because that's not fun for any of us. And hopefully we can turn this into something, and I can keep on saying some funky shit that wakes this world up a bit, because right now the world looks fucking nuts, you feel me? And, right? It's fucking weird out there, right? It's really weird out there. You think I'm weird. I'm not as weird as the world at the current moment, I would say. But I think the world needs a Coley. I got some shit to say. Listen to the tunes. Look at the comedy sketches. I got some shit I gotta say, man. I got some shit I gotta say. The only thing I actually care about is the truth. That's it. That's all. I'm all in. I've got no fear. I'm nuts. I've been hurt 8 ways from Sunday. I am flipped over the swing set 80 times. I will say what I'm thinking straight from the chest, without contemplation, proper pronunciation, or pandering. I'm gone. Like I'm just gonna say what I'm thinking. I feel like it's helpful, and if it's not, fuck you. But I'm trying to help. That's where I'm coming from. So, donate to my super poop. I'm starting a super poop in a couple days. I'm gonna drop pooping on politicians comedy sketch. And instead of a super PAC, we're raising a super poop, and the more money I raise, the more politicians I poop on, because that makes sense. That makes sense, as with everything else I'm saying. And, yeah, that's pretty much why you should support me. I don't know what other reasons you would need other than I'm a funky motherfucker with some weird shit to say. It's been difficult at times. It's not always been easy. It's not always been this light, even in complex circumstances. Had some pitfalls along the way. At one point I drowned in the Caribbean. That shook me up a decent bit. Lost everything like 8 different times. Have spent probably 6 of the last 10 years with a near overdrafted bank account. And the second I get any money, I immediately spend it on art and then go right back down to zero. That doesn't make sense to most, but feels good to me. And when I finally started to get cooking about 2 years ago and got a big shampoo sponsorship with a company called Wingman, and me and Jay Wright, NCAA champ of Villanova, won 2 championships, total boss, GQ motherfucker. Me and him were the faces of the brand. I wrote, directed, and starred, and this was my takeoff, getting a bunch of cheese, slanging shampoo. Not quite Ace of Spades or Ciroc, but, for Coley, some conscious capital, all natural shampoo, fit like a glove. And on some Icarus shit, I was going up for a monster dunk, which I'd done in the past, like in my alley-oop video with Bun B, when I did a flip dunk, because that makes sense too, that I would do a video with Bun B. And he's the fucking man for doing it, Trill OG. Fucking co-signing Coley early, and around that time is when I threw AI's retirement party and opened for Nelly and Wale, and everything was cooking. And then I went to do this shampoo dunk, missed the crash mat, and woke up in the ambulance with a monster concussion. But for a year and a half I was in rehab, pretty fucked up. When I first walked in, I couldn't memorize 4 words. For a guy who used to have a pretty decent brain, it was extremely scary. And yeah, I couldn't even remember anything. And I'd done this whole thing in my head was to build something special for me and my family and friends since I was a kid, and retire my mom, and be that dude who really just gave us something lovely to look up to and laugh about, and take us outside of the regular 9-to-5 type life. And now I was the one who was, messed up and in the mud and very hurt. And for about a year and a half, it was really tough. And I couldn't be the high-flying, silly Coley that I was before. But after a lot of rehab and a lot of perseverance and again, probably a decent bit of stubbornness, I'm back, and I'm dropping these 3 albums, and I'm starting to ship, and I'm bringing it public now, and I'm not holding back. I'm not waiting for no big deals. I'm not waiting for anybody to co-sign. I am dropping my own records whenever the fuck I want. I'm dropping comedy sketches nonstop. I'm doing this vlog every single day, and I'm gonna smack y'all with some Coley content till you catch this motherfucking wave. Please. Please. I'm trying to do some funny ass shit. You put me on, I tell you, you're gonna see some funny shit. You're gonna see some funny ass shit. I'm gonna be talking truth to power, dancing, doing weird ass shit in situations where you're like, why the fuck is Coley in that situation? And it's gonna make sense. And hopefully people learn a little bit. I'll learn a little bit. We'll have some fun along the way. Watch my Coley TV channel, subscribe to it. You got Philosophy, Pragmatic Party, vlogs, comedy sketches, music videos, all my albums. You can get all that shit for free. I'm giving you all my shit. I'm giving you all my shit. You can just take all my shit. You just help me out a little bit. Help me get on, man. I'm trying to get on. Coley.